Tank up there in the top 10 in pound for pound. He has to be somewhere in pound for pound. And Canelo done something that is amazing when Canelo was able to go to light heavyweight and become light heavyweight champion, something that I didn't even see him going up that heavy, and he did that. So, but as of right now, I have to put Terence Crawford as number one.
Excellency Turki Al Sheikh has said he wants to see Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford. What is your honest thoughts on that as an opportunity and a potential fight?
Oh, it's always is a chance there, right? We'll see, but always is a chance there, and we're here to make the best deals, and always a chance.
Floyd Mayweather Jr., regarded as one of boxing's finest defensive fighters, has shared his thoughts on the upcoming fight between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford. As an undefeated champion who has faced Alvarez in the past and closely followed Crawford's career, Mayweather's insights carry significant weight. He examined the fight by evaluating both fighters' strengths, weaknesses, and the strategies that could influence the result.
Around Earl, had a chance to hang around Terence, and both guys, class act, both. I'm proud of Terence Crawford. I'm proud of him. But you know, after the fight, after all the Terence Crawford fights, I always text him or call him and say congratulations. With Earl Spence, same thing. You know, a lot of times you're gonna hear certain things. You know, I'm not jealous of these fighters. I'm proud of these fighters. I'm for real. I'm very, very.
Mayweather's analysis is particularly interesting because he was the first to reveal Canelo Alvarez's weaknesses in their 2013 fight. At that time, Alvarez was an undefeated star with an impressive record, but he struggled against Mayweather's exceptional ring intelligence, defense, and counterpunching. Although one judge scored it a draw, Mayweather's control over the fight was undeniable, as he dominated throughout and won by majority decision in what was mostly a one-sided performance.
You fought Floyd Mayweather at what? Were you 23?
23.
That's so fucking young.
Yeah.
What was that like?
I trained so hard, and now obviously I tried to beat him because, you know, if you beat him, you want to be the best in the world at 23.
What do you think was so impressive about him?
His experience, he's so smart. He have everything in a fighter, a complete fighter. He don't have power in the punches, but when you that kind of fighter, you don't need it.
You think that was the toughest fight you faced?
No.
What do you
I think
was?
it's tough fights and difficult fights. That was
Mayweather's skill at dodging Canelo's punches and landing sharp counters highlighted Alvarez's difficulties with elusive opponents. Since then, Canelo has made significant strides, becoming a multi-division world champion and dominating various weight classes. Despite his success, Mayweather still thinks that technically skilled fighters like Crawford could pose serious challenges for Alvarez in the ring.
Right now, in your opinion, who's the best fighter in the world?
We can't put Tank up there in the top 10 in pound for pound. He has to be somewhere in pound for pound. And Canelo done something that is amazing when Canelo was able to go to light heavyweight and become light heavyweight champion, something that I didn't even see him going up that heavy, and he did that. So, but as of right now, I have to put Terence Crawford as number one.
Mayweather has long praised Terence Crawford, often calling him the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. Crawford's ability to switch between orthodox and southpaw stances makes him unpredictable in the ring, and his high ring IQ allows him to read opponents and adjust his tactics mid-fight, something Mayweather himself was known for. Crawford has dominated the welterweight division, with his win over Errol Spence Jr. proving his superior skill level. The main question about a potential fight with Canelo Alvarez is whether Crawford can maintain his skills at a higher weight and handle the power of a naturally bigger fighter. Canelo is known for his devastating power, especially his left hook and body shots, which have broken down some of the best in boxing. His ability to take punches and keep pressing forward has made him a feared opponent across multiple divisions. Having fought as high as 175 pounds, Canelo holds a clear size and strength advantage over Crawford, who has never fought above 147 pounds. Since his loss to Mayweather, Canelo has improved his defense, refining his head movement and upper body slips to avoid punches more effectively. Still, he struggles against fighters with elite movement and defensive skills, as Dimitri Bivol demonstrated by defeating Canelo with lateral movement, foot speed, and counterpunching. Mayweather sees similarities between Bivol and Crawford, especially in their ability to frustrate opponents with their boxing IQ. Crawford's strengths are his ability to control the pace, land accurate counters, and adjust his strategy depending on the opponent. While his knockout power at welterweight is undeniable, the question remains whether his punches will be strong enough to keep Canelo at bay. One concern for Crawford is his tendency to take a few rounds to adjust before fully taking control. Against a powerful puncher like Canelo, a slow start could be costly. If Crawford gets caught early with a heavy shot, recovering at a higher weight class could prove to be a real challenge.
5 fighters right now in boxing. That's your top 5 right now in boxing, not your that top 5 in boxing right now. Right now.
Champions or just anybody?
Top 5 right
Anybody.
now.
Shakur #1, hands down. Tank, he up there. Canelo, Inoue, Tyson Fury.
Damn. That's now beforehand. Back, the back in the day.
Mayweather has acknowledged that while Canelo is an elite fighter, Crawford's technical skills give him a real shot at winning. He believes Crawford's superior footwork and counterpunching could pose serious challenges for Canelo. However, he also understands that weight is a crucial factor in boxing, and Canelo's experience in higher weight classes could play a significant role. If the fight happens at super middleweight, Canelo's natural size and strength advantage would make it harder for Crawford to execute his game plan. A catchweight around 160 pounds could help balance things out, allowing Crawford to maintain his speed advantage without losing too much power. One of the biggest misconceptions is that Crawford's dominant win over Errol Spence Jr. at 147 pounds means he could easily do the same to Canelo. Mayweather has warned against this comparison, pointing out that Spence and Canelo are very different fighters. While Spence was a top welterweight, he lacks Canelo's power and physical presence. Also, Spence had never faced a top counterpuncher like Crawford, while Canelo has already fought some of the best defensive fighters, including Mayweather himself. Canelo has also proven he can handle punches from naturally bigger opponents, something Crawford has never had to deal with. If the fight happens, 2 scenarios could unfold. If Canelo applies pressure, cuts off the ring, and lands his power shots, he could overwhelm Crawford and win by knockout or a dominant decision. Canelo's ability to break down opponents with body shots has been a key weapon in his career, and it could be very effective against Crawford, who has never faced someone with Canelo's level of power. On the other hand, if Crawford uses his movement, ring IQ, and counterpunching skills to outbox Canelo, he could win a decision similar to Mayweather's victory over Alvarez. For Crawford, the key would be avoiding extended exchanges and stopping Canelo from planting his feet to land his power punches.
Canelo needs to understand he's a different fighter now. The deterioration is there. He's not the same guy. He's not that destroyer who's looking for knockouts early and keeps a pace and a pressure on you. He throws 30 punches around. You're not the same guy. So telling everyone you're going to knock them out and then going into, 6 decisions in a row now? Scores a knockdown every time. The power's still there. The problem is the pace and the ability to carry on and push. That's the real difference, and that comes with age. He's 34 going on 45 at this, as far as I'm concerned. He's got a ton of fights, been around for a long time, doesn't have that same desire, the same drive to take the chances against these younger, bigger guys, because he is fighting younger, bigger guys.
From a historical perspective, a fight between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford would be one of the biggest events in modern boxing. A win for Canelo would further cement his place as the top pound-for-pound fighter of his generation, showing he can handle any elite opponent no matter their style. On the other hand, if Crawford pulls off a win, it would be a career-defining achievement, placing him among the all-time greats. Moving up several weight classes to beat a champion like Canelo would place him alongside legends who have defied size disadvantages to make history. Mayweather's final thoughts on this potential showdown show that while he respects Canelo's power and accomplishments, he leans toward Crawford because of his technical brilliance. However, he's cautious in making a prediction due to the significant weight gap. If the fight happens, it will be a clash between 2 of the best fighters of their era, a battle between power and precision that could shape both fighters' legacies for years to come. Dream fights often seem impossible until they gain momentum, and that's exactly what's happening with Canelo versus Crawford. After years of stalled talks, discussions have suddenly picked up speed, surprising fans. Since the fight became a real possibility, the boxing world has been buzzing. Fans, analysts, and fighters have been weighing and flooding social media with predictions. As expected, Canelo Alvarez has been the favorite in most early forecasts. However, in a surprising twist, some have started backing Crawford. On Tuesday, Jake Paul joined that group. He and his business partner Nakisa Bidarian discussed the fight on the debut episode of the Ring Champs podcast. The host Reyes pointed out that the weight difference adds an interesting element as Crawford would need to move up nearly 13 pounds to face the super middleweight champion. Jake Paul acknowledged the concern about Crawford's power translating to a higher weight class. However, he expressed confidence in Crawford's skills, saying, "I do think Terence has the ability and is a bit fresher than Canelo." He noted that Canelo fought twice last year, while Crawford only had one bout, which could give Crawford an advantage. Given all the factors, Paul surprised many by stating, "If I had to bet on it, I'd probably go with Terence." His pick caught many off guard as most of the boxing world favors the reigning super middleweight champion. However, his business partner, Nakisa Bidarian, immediately disagreed, saying, "I think Canelo destroys him." His opinion aligns with the majority, including Matchroom boss Eddie Hearn, who also weighed in on the potential fight in an interview a few months ago. Eddie Hearn has made it clear that he believes Canelo Alvarez would dominate Terence Crawford, citing the significant weight difference as the deciding factor. Crawford can't really fight the way he wants to in that matchup because he's at a massive size disadvantage, Hearn stated confidently. His opinion is shared by many in the boxing world, including former WBO middleweight champion Demetrius Andrade. Andrade, a close friend of Crawford, didn't hold back when discussing the challenges Bud would face against Canelo. Speaking to Fight Hub TV, he emphasized the importance of size and power in boxing, saying, "Look, Crawford is my guy, but when it comes to weight and power, that factor is real. Canelo is a big bad wolf. I think Crawford has the skills, but when Canelo is taking shots and blocking power punches, he knows how to move too." Andrade ultimately viewed it as an uphill battle for Crawford. Another respected voice in the conversation is WBC interim light heavyweight champion David Benavidez. Despite his own long-standing rivalry with Canelo, Benavidez acknowledged Crawford's greatness, but stressed the importance of weight classes. "Crawford is one of a kind, no doubt," Benavidez said. "But at the end of the day, weight classes exist for a reason. I'd have to give Canelo the edge." While opinions remain divided, one thing is certain: Terence Crawford is on the verge of securing the biggest fight of his career. Moving up 2 weight classes and giving up 14 pounds would be a massive challenge for most fighters, but Crawford seems unfazed by the task ahead. According to the Ring, negotiations between both camps are in full swing, with the final details being ironed out. As this potential mega fight inches closer to reality, the boxing world remains split on how it will unfold.
He hasn't learned how to lose yet. I think he does have those special ingredients that go beyond the physical genetics, the physical DNA. So that's it. Okay, good. You don't like it? Too bad.
However, stepping up by 14 pounds to face a top-tier super middleweight is no small feat, especially when that opponent is a pound-for-pound legend like Canelo, who has ruled the super middleweight division since 2020. A possible battle between Canelo and Crawford would be considered a super fight due to the obstacles both fighters present to each other and the achievements that have propelled them to this point. In his unexpected prediction of the winner of the Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford mega fight, Israel Madrimov shared his thoughts. Madrimov, who squared off against Crawford last year, offered his take on the much-anticipated clash between his former rival and Canelo. After 12 intense rounds, Crawford triumphed with a unanimous decision, clinching his 4th world title across multiple divisions. His next target? Canelo Alvarez, the reigning unified WBA, WBC, and WBO super middleweight champion. The highly anticipated showdown, which has sparked widespread excitement, is tentatively set for September in Las Vegas, though no official confirmation has been given yet. Turki Al Sheikh, head of Riyadh season, has been at the forefront of the negotiations, bringing 2 of boxing's biggest names closer to an epic collision. After months of rumors and uncertainty, it seems the pound-for-pound champions have finally struck a deal to meet in the ring. In an interview with Boxing News, Madrimov was asked for his take on the outcome of the highly anticipated mega fight. He didn't give his former opponent much hope of conquering the challenge of stepping up 2 weight divisions to face the Mexican sensation. His response was clear: "It's a very different weight class. Canelo will win, I think, by decision. Madrimov is confident that size will play a crucial role, but his main focus remains on his upcoming return to the ring next month after suffering his first career defeat against Crawford last year. Standing in his way is the undefeated Ortiz, who has an unblemished record of 22 professional victories and is in peak condition as they prepare to face off. The most recent fighter to forecast the big battle between Terence Crawford and Saul Canelo Alvarez is WBC lightweight champion Shakur Stevenson. According to reports, Alvarez and Crawford will square off in a September bout that will pit two legendary fighters against one another. For Crawford, this presents an opportunity to defy expectations, once again moving up two weight divisions from super welterweight to super middleweight to take on the Mexican fighter. Although some consider this significant weight increase to be a substantial disadvantage, Stevenson believes Crawford can still outbox Alvarez. Terence outboxes this stuff out of Canelo, Stevenson told IFL TV. The highly anticipated clash between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez has captured the attention of boxing fans for quite some time. In a recent interview with Ring magazine, Crawford's trainer revealed that the fight will proceed without a rehydration clause, meaning Alvarez won't face any restrictions on his rehydration ahead of the bout. Brian BAC McIntyre, trainer to Terence Crawford, criticized the rehydration clause, condemning it as unfair. He emphasized that Alvarez competes in higher weight classes than Crawford and would be severely drained if forced to adhere to a specific weight limit on the night of the fight. "That's some weak stuff," McIntyre stated. "You can't come in this much, man. Get thee out of here. It's boxing. You got on the scale, I made the weight. Regardless of what, I come back as you accepted the fight. Let's get in there and fight like men. Simple as that." Crawford and Alvarez stand as two of the finest in the sport, each a multi-division world champion. What sets them apart, however, is Crawford's flawless record of 41-0, while Alvarez holds a February 2nd, 62 mark with defeats only at the hands of the legendary Floyd Mayweather Jr. and the formidable Dimitri Bivol, a top-tier pound-for-pound talent. For Crawford, facing off against Alvarez has long been a coveted goal, having called out the pound-for-pound icon for quite a while with the support of Saudi sports minister Turki Al-Sheikh. However, the Mexican champion has shown little interest in the fight, instead requesting an outrageous payday. Therefore, no official movement has been made despite Crawford's intense desire. A pivotal moment in Terence Crawford's career came 2 years ago when he faced off against Errol Spence Jr. Leading up to the fight, expectations ran high, with many believing it would be Crawford's toughest challenge yet. However, Crawford proved his critics wrong, delivering a masterful performance that left Spence overwhelmed, securing a dominant 9th-round TKO. Following the bout, Crawford faced criticism from many in the boxing community for allegedly weight-draining Spence. However, with a potential high-stakes showdown against Canelo Alvarez on the horizon, his trainer insists that the same tactics won't be employed against the Mexican icon. Canelo Alvarez's talent was fostered by Oscar de la Hoya for a large portion of his promotional career, but he now feels that a boxer might easily defeat him. Once a successful alliance, de la Hoya and Canelo's friendship has since deteriorated, with both men continuing to succeed in their respective sectors despite the separation. Canelo is currently the finest super middleweight boxer, but a matchup with Terence Crawford this year might put that title to the test. The former two-weight undisputed champion has long declared his desire to take on the legendary Mexican fighter, and that matchup may occur in 2025. David Benavidez is another boxer eager to challenge Canelo, and de la Hoya supports the Arizonan. This weekend, Benavidez faces a major challenge when he squares off against David Morrell. However, should he ever step into the ring with Canelo, de la Hoya believes there's only one clear victor. "I think Benavidez will win, and will win easily," de la Hoya said in an interview with Fight Hub TV. "Canelo has done great for the sport. He's still doing amazing, but he's naturally slowing down due to age." Alvarez stands as the dominant, long-established unified super middleweight champion with a past as the undisputed ruler of the division. Undefeated at 168 pounds, he has solidified his legacy, setting the stage for Crawford to face a formidable challenge like no other. Although many in the boxing community consider Alvarez the favorite, former two-weight world champion and current boxing analyst Tim Bradley offers a different perspective on his YouTube channel. Bradley boldly predicted a decisive win for Crawford. "I woke up at 3 a.m. with a feeling that urged me to study Canelo and Crawford," Bradley stated. Crawford is about to decisively defeat Canelo Alvarez, emphasizing that Crawford would completely outmatch him.
What's good? I'm back again, the biggest hater in the sport of boxing. Yo, real quick, just got done. I woke up 3 a.m. I don't know, someone told me to study Canelo, study Crawford. Crawford about to beat the shit out of Canelo Alvarez. I'm letting y'all know right now, he about to beat the brakes off of Canelo Alvarez. Yes, he is. Number 2, Devin Haney. You want to get back, man, go back to your roots, bro. Go back to where you started, bro. Where'd you start? You started in Mexico, man. Go back, get one of those guys out of there, man. Go back, start there. That's where you start. Go back to your roots, bro. Get some of that humble pie, bro. Go back, start where you started. Start where you started at. And, bro, I'm telling you, you go back where you started, you're going to come back up.
Crawford will be eager for Bradley's analysis to prove correct as he aims to topple Canelo and join the ranks of the only 3 fighters to ever defeat the Mexican icon. In May 2022, Alvarez suffered a loss to Dimitri Bivol in the light heavyweight division, marking nearly 10 years since his first professional setback against the legendary Floyd Mayweather at 154 pounds in 2013. Meanwhile, top-ranked boss Bob Arum isn't ruling out the possibility of this showdown. Arum weighed in during a recent Fight Hype interview, sharing his perspective on the eagerly anticipated match. The 93-year-old seasoned promoter, having collaborated with Crawford on numerous bouts over the years, knows the fighter's skills inside and out. Without hesitation, he shared the key to Crawford's victory in the match. Crawford has a unique talent. He's a great boxer-puncher, and he is totally ambidextrous, so he drives his opponent crazy. The opponent trains to fight a right-handed fighter and ends up fighting a southpaw, and that's what happened to Errol Spence. It's important to highlight that Errol Spence Jr. was completely outclassed in his 2023 showdown with Crawford. What was initially anticipated as a closely contested fight quickly became a one-sided affair, with Crawford demonstrating his clear dominance. Arum added, Spence trained to fight a right-handed fighter, and all he saw was a southpaw fighter. I think what Crawford is looking for is a Manny Pacquiao versus De La Hoya fight, Arum concluded. That's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos.